Okay, guys, I'm going to finish up here with a look at gold here. Now, polling was, you guys were all over the place today, which I love to see that, the interest in so much diversity here across asset classes. But I thought gold would appeal to the broadest number of members. There's multiple ways to trade it here. So in fact, so I'm going to show it to you here with the CFD that you can trade through your FX broker. Now, we've looked at this many times here, but just so I've got a weekly chart up here just for very quick review, either for new members or if this ends up on YouTube. I'm not sure if it will or not. But just, you know, here's the 06 low. We have a 5-year trend up to where we hit our high here at 1921. So you look here and you go, all right, well, okay, so we got an impulse, we're correcting it. So you kind of first question, what's the first thing that you're wondering? All right, the very first thing we're going to do. All right, what is it technical? All right. So that should shock no members, right? So swing low, swing high, what do we do? Right to the golden zone. And so now looking there, I see you go, okay, all right, that's weekly chart, right? So there it is. Well, where's the target? It's way up here, 2248. Well, we know algorithm bought it here, and they will, right? They just stay long. It's just simple what they do. They'll stay long until they get there, or they get stopped out here at the 65, right? It would be 1017. Right, and then trend reverses. Same thing, guys. Every day, every time frame, it's always the same, right? So here we go. So we can use our Elliott hat here to give us okay, I got a little funky ABC. So it's, you know, you wouldn't script that, but I don't see another way to count this here. So from the B here, I do get an impulse here. Now the 1-2 is a little skinny, but it's very technical. So grabbing from the 2 to the 3, what do we do here? So you look, we come 50 to the tick, right? There's our algo target. So it looks like a little volatility as we go into the So you can see what's happening here. One algorithm is taking profit, another, and for all we know, it's the same people. One algorithm is taking profit at the target, the other is buying at the golden zone. And just textbook, right? They're just can't lay it out. I mean, it's not complicated. So looking here now, we've gone from swing low, swing high, golden zone. What are we approaching here? So we've got that golden zone, but really what you're looking at is, well, if this is going to start to go impulsive, and that's open to some interpretation because we've gone sideways since we had this initial push out of the golden zone. Unless you look here and you go, all right, so I can get some median lines on this, right, to accommodate the count, at least as I'm interpreting it. I think we've got a sideways. Essentially, we get a flat here. So it's not quite a double bottom. But you look here and you go, huh, wonder why it's stopping there. Well, we're about to approach, we got two things to search from. We can go from all the way halfway back and say, oh, we're approaching the 50. All right, so that's important. But we do have the secondary pivot that we got to consider here. All right, so from swing low, swing high, we're just bumping into the 50. And note, we get a little break here in the volume profile where we don't have as much market acceptance. So if you look, it's very easy to do. Just pull this over and go, oh, there's just not been a lot of trading there. So I have a big pocket. Where is the market fat and happy? Right here in this range that we've been in. Right, market point of control right in the middle, lots of market acceptance. We're stuck between one golden zone and a 50. Now, if we continue to break, of course, the resistance will just pull up to the next pivot, and you can see here's the big one, right? So we got to get through that, right? And interestingly, how that potentially we're right in line with that set of median lines. So we know there's resistance ahead. Now, that doesn't mean that there's not trading opportunity and that we can get beyond it, but you just want to get a framework. Okay, where are we? What did the algorithms do last? What side are they on? So right now, until that breaks, I stay with this pivot, right? So it's still in play, right? So we sit here bumping that. So let me take those, I think, clearly established here. Let's clear this up a little bit. We'll get down to whether there's any opportunity here. So let's go, there's the weekly. Let's go down to the daily. Reset here. Now coming off the low, this is a bit of a judgment call. Guess we can take this off as well. Just tighten you up here. Often you have to tighten these after you change time frames. That looks pretty good. So if you look at it, there's only a couple of choices here. If you're as an Elliottician here, well, I shouldn't say that. As is often the joke, 10 Elliotticians probably give you 10 different counts here. I think we've just gone A, B, C. because this is the impulse. This is so abrupt. There is an ABC in it, but I think that gives us our A wave. Now this is, well, it's a lot of chop, but the structure is essentially there, and it is technical. So if we pull here, so here we get twice. So here's 50, target reached, and then going here, here's 50. Now that target does not reach. So you can see here what happens. So from here, they're after it rolls over. They don't get it, stopped out here. Right? Trust me, they don't care. They'll just take the next one. So this looks like, it looks like we've just got a nice flat here. Now we don't get a lower low here. So that's why I'm choosing this pivot here to draw the median lines. Now you could draw it a couple of different ways. You might, I wouldn't steer away from checking everything here. Look here, so let's get this one right back on it. I'd look there. I mean, this is too steep. I said this makes sense. This too steep. We're too far gone. If I'm going to use my 1-2, I want to use the market here as I'm interpreting it. So this is giving me a nice set of targets. And note here as we come up the lower parallel, seems to be framing the market, and then the center line here obviously has been in play here. So this looks like a reasonable framing of the market here. So as I consider that, the first thing I see is, well, that's deep, so I can just look at that and go, okay, well that broke the golden zone. But what did we do? We went to the 786. So a contender for your second, right? So we can see the ABC is clearly in here. We can get that. Oh, we can go there. Let's put it. Oh shit. Let's put it down here. That's too small. Let's go micro. Put it in blue. Okay, so we got a little ABC here. This A, oh shit, you counted a couple of different ways. It looks like you gotta go A, B, C, A, B, C. That's, well, look at all the tops we get up here. All right, so clear resistance. So I wick that off because that's likely to get retested. If we're going to sell off a little bit, have a pullback, that's a reasonable spot. Really, you'd want to use this as well. All right, so this is an area, if we're going to come up and get some traction here, median line, that's a logical place to be looking for a retest. Actually, you can include this as well. Look left here. So we've got lots of pivots. What we really want is to get a little further up, and then that's an ideal place to look for a retest here, coming back into where we have all the edge of all that. We can see here, all right, here's our majority of the value area. So that gives you a nice sense of a target there. So you got to pay attention to these. You got several of them here, so we could be we're dealing with some of this here. Just lots of pivots here that are in play. Now I am on a daily chart here, so you're going to see more of this. Let me take that off just to clear up the chart a little bit. So these I'm going to take them off here just to clear up the chart, but I would have it somewhere. Don't lose track of them, right? I mean, sometimes you get so focused over here you forget to look left. So one ABC, I think that's into the 2. Now note here, this is a pattern that I show you guys often. This is a pattern we know that the algorithms respond to. When we get that ABC, that alternating pivot, when it comes down here, that's the one you want to be looking for. All right, so let's just measure it up. So from the low, all right, now I'm going to use the secondary pivot, right? It's the ABC. What do we do? Right to the golden zone. What did we just hit? All right, so you put that all back together and you go, well, I can kind of understand why we're running into some resistance. Now, it doesn't mean we can't get through it. All right, but you look here and you go, shit, man, talk about a target right between the 50 and the algo target here from this golden zone. All right, you see that? That is tick to tick. All right, it doesn't surprise me even a little bit, right? So we run into a little resistance here. Now, can we get through? Yeah, of course we can get through. We have plenty of resistance, and you know from here, right, 80% probability of making the median line. Well, it's unrealized at this moment, so you have a classic, I mean, I've shown this when we do this. I've shown this, August of 18, every time we go out to a long-term gold chart, I've shown this dozens of times. That golden corner is still in play, right? 80, until we get to the median, like could be here. We don't know when it's going to be. Could be here at the golden zone, could be here, right, for our wave 3. Just 80% odds still in play. All right, so we've got that now. So now we look into the subdivision here, knowing that I've hit a spot here where I'm likely, again, doesn't mean we can't get through it, but I'm likely going to bump into some resistance here. All right, so we still got time before, well, Fed announcement at the end of the month. So we've got a little time here. So the market is anticipating, right, at least a 25 basis point cut. Shit, I'll tell you what, if they do anything more than that, gold is going to scream. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. So basically, we can just look at this and go, all right, I can understand why we're running into resistance there. All of this, just it's tick-to-tick technical. Nothing complicated, really. I mean, this takes a little, you got to know of that tendency here, but we got, all right, there you go. All right, it's literally to the tick. Okay, so we come off of that. Now, where are we? If this is the 2, if I've got this correctly labeled and I've got this essentially a flat correction, I'm looking for an impulse to come out of there. Well, pardon me, it wouldn't have to be an impulse because we're looking for a 1 wave. I need a motive wave coming out of there. Let's get out of the 4 hour, see how we look in here. Well, the 1-2 is a little, it's not gorgeous, right? Because we don't get a lot of range out of it. Now, this is a 4 hour. But I think you do, so from the 2, I get a very clear impulse. So I think you do have to go 1, 2, 1, 2. ABC in the 2, very clear. Right? Again, we've been through this many times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's my 3, all very solid. ABC, isn't that pretty? So 1, 2, 3, 4. From the 2 through the 3. All right, what do we do? 50 to the tick. Now that target is right here, right? Barely paused right there, so that could be going second target. So again, we get more confluence up here. Potentially another target here is we've got second target. So this looks like, see, this looks very 4-ish. So it looks like in this count, we could go 1, 2. It's big, but we could get something along these lines here. So if this is going to have more legs in it, this is too big. Let's get that. Oh shit, what do we like? Okay, let's go there, and what have we not used? We'll go to green here. Okay, so we got 1, 2. That's a big rip for the 3. All right, so let me get this out of here just so we can see a little bit better. Now this sure looks 4-ish, right? As we go sideways, maybe some sort of a funky triangle going in here. So it does look like it wants more, but we've got this. Let's see, we've double topped into that resistance at that algo target. So we're gonna have another kick there. Well, it wouldn't surprise me. Go up here so we can start to put something together so we get, it kind of looks like that could be done here. We're going to get through that, so you'd have to, I'm thinking the 4 likely in, so we're going to need some volume here to kick. You see the volume is dropping off, all right? So this is just heading lower and lower, lower. We're getting divergence, divergence, divergence. So this is going to need, a trigger event or some size is going to need to get in there and move that. Now we've got a bit, so as we stall, look what happens here. So as we stall and go sideways, right, we build up a big base here. Do you see that over on the volume profile? So the market is wrestling with this. What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? Right? Lots of volume building up here, right? So the break likely comes. Certainly the implication is the break is higher. It's not guaranteed, but that's what the market, that's as you read this market here, that's what it seems to be teeing up for. So this is a base being built here before it can get through that algo target, because we know there was some pressure here as the algos that bought it down here. So you see it? Right, there's the golden zone we're coming from right there. Boom. So that's profit taking, right? Doesn't mean we can't get through it and keep going, but right now you can understand what's going on there. All right, so that comes off. Let's get this off of here. So where are we in the count? Well, we're still trying to complete the 1 wave at this degree. Oh, shit. Come up here. Off of there. All right, can we get this to kick up and give us the 5? Well, let's pull back. Let's go to an, shit, I guess I gotta go to an 8 hour here and take a look at this. So here's a good example here. So as I'm down here on the 8 hour, I've gone from the weekly to the daily. I'm losing perspective here. I can't quite see. I want to be able to see that set of median lines from a distance. I want a bird's eye. So I would keep the daily. So for me, I'd quad this. I'd have the weekly, daily, maybe an 8, 2, 3, 4 hour, something here, smaller time frame that I would be looking to trade this on. Because at this degree, I'm not trying to day trade this. I'm trying to swing trade this. So working off of a 4 hour or higher, I want to see the big picture. So my point being, I'm going to take this off here because I'm just trying, make it easier for you guys to see through the video, but don't take it off because you'll forget. You'll forget to put, I guarantee I've done it, right? You'll forget, oh shit, right into the median line. You want to have it somewhere so you don't lose track of it. Now, additionally, if you start wanting to say, I want to see some other median lines here. So maybe at the lower degree, I've got something to work with here. Well, so I've got a corner pocket here, right? So we've gone swing low, swing, pardon me. We've gone from the 2 to the 3. I've come to the 50. So even though I'm using the lower pivot, let's measure it from the low. I'd be curious to see both. Okay, so that's my 2. There's dominant swing low. We're a little bit of a front run on the, let's get this out of here, on the 50. But look what I've just done here. So that's my 4 here. So I'm up on this upper parallel. So I've got more confluence. I'm like, yeah, I'm through. I've got a few ticks through it. What looks like it went up to get that target. Now we're going sideways. I think we can take this one off. This one is realized here. So it looks like we're seeking the completion here of this impulse off of the golden zone tap here. So if this is going to finish, all I'm trying to do is get my 1 to complete here. 1. Looking for a 2, 3, 4, 5. Got to put them somewhere. Let's get the degree up. Oh, let's go to blue. Okay, so this is what I'm after here, the 1. Right? Can I get this to complete? I need this last little kick to give me, okay, I see where I am. All right, I've got a completed impulse here. I'm just free drawing here. I don't know where that's the target, but I can do a little projecting here. I can say, well, the 1, 2, that's not going to be relative here because the swing is too low. The swing, I could look at the 1 through the 3, all right, not uncommon, looking for a target up here. So here's the 100, a little more confluence. If we're going to get through that 272, certainly would be something to consider. I don't think we're going to have enough here to go. Yeah, it's not enough. So when the 1, 2 is that small, then you want to look at the length of the start of the 1 through the pivot of the 3 from the 4, right? And then we can get something that's a wave relationship that have more significance than trying to get this, right? It's already too far gone. So I'm looking for that. So the opportunity, as I see it here, is if we get any sort of a retrace here to bring us back down for that 2, I want the 3. So 1, 2. So let's tee that up. Now again, I'm taking this off, right? But I would have it on somewhere. So from the low here, I don't have the pivot, but if I can get something like this, well, we'd be coming back to test this range here at the 38. So I suppose there's the possibility that this is 1, 2, and we're in the 3, 4. So I can't rule that out. The hesitation is that this is not quite to the 50. You know, we're in between the 38. It's possible, right? You could finish it there. Yeah, you could, but I don't like it as much. I think we're better with the 1, 2 because I like this impulse here into the 4, seeking the 5. So this, you're likely to bump into some support here, right? So we wicked those off earlier, right? And we're right before we go back into the value area of the volume profile here, you're likely to see some support here. So if that would be very tradable. It come to we've got a sliding parallel, that's the 150. But note we're just now breaking into that zone, so it wouldn't surprise me that we'd come back here. But I'd also want to check for confluence there. So if we're here at the 38, I would want to check this pivot as well. But let me get this, make sure I'm right on low. Looks like it's a double bottom. I might use looks like that's it. So this is the proposed 2. That's the C. Proposed 4. Let's take that up a degree. Okay, so let's pull back out here. I'd want to check that as well. Because remember, algo doesn't care about the Elliott count. So if we did something like that, I'd want to look for potentially some technical support. So note here, we'd be coming right back to the golden zone at that level, working from this pivot to this pivot. So I would be looking to stack some of that confluence here. But I mean, the long and I almost said the long and short of it is, pardon the pun, stupid pun. The broad strokes I'm trying to get to here is I'm looking to get long. So this is a place where, because I'm at the 38 and the way I'm reading it, I think I'm looking for the second. I might be not as aggressive on the size here, but I wouldn't want to miss it if we're just going to be so strong that we're only going to come back to this support. It certainly could play as the second. We've seen that plenty of times. If this is really going to be, if we're going into a really significant gold bull run here, I don't want to miss it. So I would take a bite of it here, anticipating that I very well may have to add lower and average down that price. So I would go small on the size here. So putting that back together, if this is going to be complete up here, and again, I don't have this. I'm just trying to put together a roadmap. This, from swing low to me just kind of targeting based on that algo target, where I might be coming, if this is going to come lower and we're going to break through this and then test the 50 where you'd anticipate, well, there's plenty of market support over here as well, right? We can see all of that, right? That would be in sync with where, so certainly some size could come in here and not reveal what they're doing as easily as they would right here on the edge, right? So, you know, again, thinking of the big players that would be in here, they want to bury their size where they can do it without it standing out so much. So this is a reasonable spot to be looking for. Plus, it's just a straight 50, so we know there's going to be software there, right? They're going to be after that. But if it's just going to hold here, I'd nibble at it here, knowing that I might have to add more here. So this would be maybe 25% of a position. This would be the rest of it. You know, it's a pretty big move here to go from 1322, stop under the 65, puts you at 1270. That's enough risk here. I'd likely do it with a CFD through my Forex broker. That's how I would do it, rather than have to tie up all the margin in a futures contract. So I can do it incrementally here with minis or micros, right, depending on your account size here. So I could average in, knowing that I may have to ladder into that as we come down to the 50. We got the little B wave there as well here. So there's plenty of reason to anticipate that we might come lower here, but it's kind of in the backdrop with is it going to happen before the Fed announcement, right? We know we're going to have crazy volatility coming out of that, right? And particularly if there's a surprise to the market. I think the general consensus is going to be a quarter point, but again, you know, market can surprise. So now, you think about that and you go, well, what if they do nothing? What if they say we're going to pause? Well, gold is going to tank, but it could, because right now the market is anticipating a rate cut that's negative for the dollar, bullish for gold. So a surprise to the market. So I guess that's a long-winded way of saying, well, sure as hell I'm going to have a stop on anything. Right, so don't make assumptions, right? You don't want to trade in a vacuum without knowing what's going on and what the market seems to be anticipating here. Just the rally that we're putting in now seems to be that anticipatory kind of, you know, traders positioning themselves ahead of what they're anticipating. But if we get a shock or a surprise from the Fed, look out, right? It's going to be volatile as hell. So, you know, anytime you're trading into a Fed announcement, anything like that, and you're in essentially gold trades like a currency, you would be mindful of the potential risk and the volatility that's likely to come out of that event. So I'd keep the size moderate. If this is going to play, right, there'll be plenty of opportunity to get into that. Plenty, right? It's not going to just go straight balls to the wall. Right? It may that day on a relative scale, it's going to look huge, but there'll be, right, there's, right, always, no, shouldn't use absolutes. More often than not, there'll be a retrace. There'll be an opportunity to get in. All right, guys, there you go. Lots of ideas to chew on there, right? But it's, you know, lots of volatility right now. So trade carefully. All right, guys, talk to you later.